Hey guys, it's Benedictine's The Truth. Today I'm going to be talking about why you shouldn't care what other people think. A lot of people suffer because they care what other people think. You're on Facebook, you come across a post that doesn't make sense and you get triggered. That means that you care what other people think. Come across a video of someone saying something that doesn't make sense, you get triggered. That means that you care what other people think. Someone says something about you that doesn't make sense and you get triggered. That means that you care what other people think. A lot of people don't even realize how much they suffer because they care what other people think. And they don't realize why they shouldn't care what other people think. It is possible to not care what other people think. The problem is that you've been programmed since you were young to care what other people think. You've been programmed since you were young to seek for approval from other people. You want other people to tell you that you're right. You want other people to tell you that what you are saying makes sense. What you're saying resonates with them. The way that you live life makes sense to them. You want people to say that. You don't want people to say that they think you're crazy. You don't want people to say that they don't think that the way that you live life is the way to live life. You don't want people to disagree with you. You want everyone to agree with you. But that's not how the world works. If you are truly honest with yourself, it shouldn't matter what other people think. If you are truly honest with yourself, it shouldn't matter what other people think. There are videos that I've made that are very solipsistic, where I was telling y'all that, hey, consider the possibility that you might actually be the only conscious being in the universe. I didn't make those kind of videos to convince you that you are the only conscious being in the universe. I made those kind of videos to make you value your opinions more than other people's opinions. I made those videos to encourage you to take your power back. Because when you give your power away to other people, you suffer a lot. If what other people are doing really matters to you, you suffer because you cannot control other people. You do realize that we live in a world where everything is upside down. So if you really care what other people think, if you really care what other people are doing, you're going to suffer. You must care what you think. You must focus on what you think. You must be as honest as possible so that you won't make a lot of mistakes. You must trust yourself. Even if the whole world is against you, trust yourself if you are honest enough. You grew up in a society that has convinced you that what other people are saying actually matters. But why? Why does it matter what other people are saying? What does it matter what other people are thinking? You must look at yourself as an entity. Because you are. What you must understand is that no other person in the world is experiencing life from your perspective. So that means that whatever you think matters, because you are the only one who's experiencing life from your perspective. You understand? Other people can only tell you what they think about what they are experiencing. We are not seeing the same movie. People will lie to you. They will try to convince you that everyone is seeing the same movie. No, we are not seeing the same movie. Life isn't treating us the same. That is the truth. You are seeing life from your perspective. So, value your perspective. You must be the one who actually decide what you think about what you are experiencing, not other people. There might be people in your life who seem to be more qualified to actually tell you what to think, but no one is qualified. It's you who's truly qualified to actually have opinions about what you actually think about what's going on. Other people can say what they want to say. Other people can do what they want to do. But really, it's your opinion that actually matters. What you must understand is that you being conscious is like you being the whole universe. You being conscious is like you dreaming up everything. To your mind, there's no difference between you dreaming and you experiencing what you call reality. When you are dreaming, you dream up the whole universe, right? There's people, there's animals, there's cars, there's cell phones. Some people say that they can't dream of cell phones and watches, but I do dream of cell phones and watches. But you dream up the whole universe. Can you imagine if you cared what every dream character says when you are dreaming? Do dream characters actually say things that really make sense when you're dreaming? Do they tell you things that will actually help you? It makes more sense to view this life as if it's your dream. Even if it's not your dream, but it makes more sense to view this life as if it is your dream, because you are the only person who's experiencing life from your perspective. So you are experiencing life the same way that you experience your dreams. So that means that it's what you think that actually matters, not what other people think. That means that you are the one who decides what makes sense and what doesn't, not other people. What is important is that you are as honest as possible. You don't lie to yourself. No matter what happens, you do not lie to yourself. No matter what you want, you don't lie to yourself. Sometimes people lie to themselves. Let's say they want something to happen and they can see that it won't happen. They lie to themselves because, they want what they want to see happen. Like, no, don't lie to yourself. Be as honest as possible. Look at reality and be honest with yourself. What do you think is going on? What do you think is possible? What do you think is impossible? Don't lie to yourself. As long as you're honest, you qualify to actually have the final word, because you are being honest with yourself. You are an entity. So you shouldn't be giving your power to other people. It is good to interact with other people. It is good to listen to what other people are saying, but you shouldn't allow what they're saying to affect you. If someone says something that makes more sense than what you think, it makes sense to actually change your mind. That's not you caring what other people think. That's you realizing what makes more sense. See? So that's you still valuing your own opinion. If someone says something that actually makes you realize that, okay, maybe you were wrong about some things, then you do change your mind. But it's you who change your mind. It's not what they are saying. It's not you actually giving them power to change your mind, right? It's you realizing that, okay, I was wrong about this. This is what makes the most sense. That's how you should live your life. You shouldn't care what other people are saying online. I don't know why they're saying the things that they're saying. You shouldn't even care what other people are doing. As long as you know that you're right, do your thing, man. Stand for your truth. Because other people will confuse you. You can see that we live in a world that is actually upside down. You can see that people are doing things that don't make sense. So if you're going to give your power away, you're going to suffer a lot, because people will continue to do things that don't make sense. You know what makes sense. You know how you want to live your life. You know what you think. You know how you feel. You know what you believe. That's what actually matters. The mistake that you've made is that you believed that what other people think actually matters. It doesn't. You need to take your power back. You do not live in a reality where you need to give your power away. Look at it this way. If you were in a relationship with a person who was not treating you right, what will be the most logical thing to do? Do you continue to take them seriously? Do you continue to give them your power? To allow them to make you feel how they want you to feel? Or you realize that, oh, the person that I'm in a relationship with is toxic. So I must take my power back so that when they do their toxic shit, it does not affect me. What I'm telling you is that you are in a reality that is actually toxic. There are a lot of horrible things that are going on. There are a lot of horrible things that other people are saying, a lot of horrible things that other people are doing. So you need to take your power back and stop giving an F about what other people are doing, about what other people are thinking. Just focus on what you really think. That is one of the best ways to actually heal. Because you suffer a lot because you care what other people think. When you wake up in the morning and you decide to go out, you care what other people think. When they look at you, you care. Why are they looking at me? You're always self-conscious. You're always judging yourself. Oh, am I good enough? Always comparing yourself to other people. What do they think of me? Do they think that I'm good enough? If I say hi to this person, how are they going to feel? Are they going to feel like I'm not good enough to say hi to them? You are in town. You want to talk to someone and you judge yourself before you even talk to them. No, be free enough to be you. Be free enough to value your own opinion. Because that's the only way to set yourself free. I've been making videos about solipsism because I know that if you can believe that it is possible that you might be the only conscious being in the universe, it's actually easy for you to take your power back from other people. It's actually easy for you to actually value your own opinions about life. You let other people say what they want to say. You let other people think what they want to think. It's all good. Let them think what they want to think. But never allow what they think or what they are doing to affect you. If when you are online and you come across a video of someone saying something ignorant, you get angry, you have some work to do. Life is really hard. Life is too hard for you to care what other people think. You understand? You wanting other people to be like you is causing you a lot of suffering. I do understand that there are people in this world who are way too ignorant. They are way too ignorant. It's hard to not feel offended by their level of ignorance. You listen to them speak and be like, what the fuck? I didn't know that this level of ignorance was possible. I know that there are people like that. I know that there are people who do things that make no sense. People who look like me and you. People who seem to be normal enough to actually do things that make sense, but they do things that don't make sense. What you must realize is that you can't control other people. You can't make other people understand you. You can't make other people see what you see. It is good to have conversations with other people about what you think. One of the reasons why I keep on making these videos that I'm making, uploading these videos every day, is because I want to interact with people who don't understand what I understand. I feel better when I express myself, when I talk to people who don't understand me. Even if They end up not agreeing with what I'm saying. I love being challenged. I love it when people tell me that I'm wrong. You'll notice that I usually respond to negative comments. One of the biggest reasons why I respond to negative comments is because I believe without a doubt that I'm right. And I want to continue to believe that. So I want people to challenge what I think. If I'm wrong, it will mean that I'm wrong. But because I believe that I'm so right, I don't think that there is anything that a person can say that makes more sense than what I'm saying. I don't respond to negative comments because I care what other people think. I respond to negative comments because I care what I think. So it's fun, you know. Doesn't make me angry when I come across negative comments or when I come across comments that just don't make sense. Like, hey, it is what it is. If I feel like I can't even respond to a comment because it really doesn't make sense, I'm not going to respond. If people say something about me that doesn't make sense, if I see that it's not even worth my response, I'm not even going to respond. Like, it is what it is. But if I see that, oh, what this person is saying doesn't make sense, but they genuinely think they're right, you know, I try to have a discussion with them because it's fun. You mustn't try to have conversations with people who don't agree with you because you really want them to change their minds. You must have conversations with them because it's fun. Like, don't give anyone that much power. You know, some people will play ignorant because they are trying to make you angry. They're trying to piss you off. Do you know that happens? So you say something that makes complete sense and someone says something that's completely ignorant. Because they know that you care. Some people will say something that's completely ignorant just to get your attention. Sometimes I do come across comments that don't make sense, and some of y'all will respond to these comments, and I'll see that you are angry. Trust me, if you are truly honest with yourself, you're right. You shouldn't care if the whole world is not able to see that you're right. You must value your own opinions. You know, people are living a lie. People are not conscious. I've had conversations with people that I thought were conscious. And I realized that the real reason why a lot of people don't seem to understand me is because they're just not conscious enough to understand me. The things that I'm saying are beyond them. But they don't agree with my conclusions. So they have to say, hey, you're wrong. They have to say, hey, you're crazy. They have to say, hey, the devil is using you. I know that if you are like me, there are a lot of people who will disagree with you. Not because you don't make sense, not because what they think makes more sense than what you think, but because they don't want to believe or acknowledge that what you're saying is true. Because they're afraid of what it will really mean. If you tell someone that, hey, I think having children is wrong, if they want to have children, they're not going to want to acknowledge that what you're saying is true. They will want, because they want to have children. So they have to convince themselves that you're wrong. Even if you make complete sense, they will still have to convince themselves that you're wrong. Even if they're able to see that, hey man, what this person is saying makes more sense than what I'm saying, but they will still have to convince themselves that they are right. Why? Because to them it's about what they actually want to do, not the truth. To you it's about the truth. To them it's about what they want to do. Remember, I told you guys that people want to believe in their own delusions because there's something that they're gaining from believing in their delusions. People want to believe in their delusions because there is something that they are gaining from believing in their delusions. So even if you tell them something that makes complete sense, because there's something that they are gaining from believing in their delusions, they will continue to believe in their delusions. So imagine caring what other people think. You're dealing with animals that are trying to survive, animals that are trying to avoid suffering, animals that have been indoctrinated, animals that don't even know what they are, animals that have been enslaved, animals that have been lied to, animals that have been lying to themselves, animals that have been lying to other people, animals that have been bullshitting themselves. These are the kind of animals that you're dealing with. So imagine caring what they think. Imagine what that will do to you. Imagine the amount of suffering that you will have to go through because you have given your power to these creatures. We're talking about creatures that are delusional. We're talking about creatures that are emotional. We're talking about creatures that believe the craziest things. Imagine giving your power to these creatures. Try to live your life, man. Try to live your life. Never mind what other people are saying. Here's the thing. It's not easy to stop to stop caring what other people are saying. That is true. But if we don't make the decision right now to just focus on what you really think and not give your power away, you're going to continue to suffer because you care what other people think. It's a journey. You decide right now that, hey man, I don't care what other people think. I'm just going to do my own thing. At first, you will care Of course, when you do something that you want to do and other people don't agree with you, you'll care. But as you continue to just do your own thing and not really minding what other people are saying, not really minding what other people are doing, you're going to reach a level where you just don't care, because you've been doing your thing. Now you're used to doing your thing. Now you believe in yourself. Now you value your own opinions. You have taken your power back. You see? I remember 2 days ago I made a video where I was talking about other people not knowing what they're actually doing. Sometimes it seems like other people know what they're doing because of how serious they are. They seem so damn serious. Ever looked at like a Christian praying? It looks so serious. You're like, damn, maybe maybe they're really talking to God, because they really seem serious. But they don't know what the heck they're doing. See a person speaking in tongues and you think, oh, this person is really speaking in tongues. No, they're not speaking in tongues. They're making it all up. Like, some people are good actors. That's what you must realize. Some people are very good actors. So they will make you believe that they know what they're doing. But no one really knows what they're doing. That is why you mustn't give your power away. You must just focus on what really makes sense to you, not what makes sense to other people. Now, a lot of people are not good people. A lot of people want to use other people. A lot of people want to control other people. A lot of people want to confuse other people. A lot of people are sadistic. Want you to suffer. They will make you feel like you're not good enough sometimes because they want you to suffer. Some of them will tell you that you're fat. Some of them will tell you that you're ugly. Some of them will tell you that you're stupid because they want you to suffer. There are people like that. The problem is that you project, you believe that everyone is like you. No, there are human animals that actually like seeing other people suffering. They know exactly what they need to do to make other people suffer. They know exactly what they need to say to make other people suffer. So you must know that you're dealing with different kinds of animals here. Human beings ain't the same. So no matter what other people say, man, if you don't agree with what they're saying, then don't really mind what they're saying. Just continue to do you. Trust in yourself. Because you really don't have anyone else to trust. You only have yourself to trust. Because you know how you think, you know what you want, you know how you want things to be. So allowing other people to make you feel less of yourself because you take them more seriously than you take yourself, that isn't good. That's a recipe for suffering. Let me pause this video. I'm gonna be back in a second. Now, some people tell me that I'm brave, for like truly speaking my mind. You know how I look at it? I came into this realm alone, bro, and no one gave me instructions on how to live. Could either do what other people are doing, even if what they're doing doesn't really make sense to me. I could, say what other people are saying, even if what they're saying doesn't make sense to me, or do what I want to do and say what I want to say. Be who I am. No, not living in fear, just be me. Gotta be authentic, man. Is it when you are truly authentic, when you're truly authentic, you feel it. You feel different, bro. Like you're not at war with yourself. And when you're truly authentic, it's like you're flowing. You're not at war with yourself. You understand yourself. You understand why you do the things that you do. Even if things don't go your way, you know that you wanted to do the things that you did. Now, things don't always have to go your way, but you've got to be you. You've got to be authentic. You've got to do what makes the most sense to you. Not what other people are saying makes sense. When you do what other people are saying makes sense, even if doesn't really make sense to you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel like you're betraying yourself. You're going to feel like something isn't right. But when you truly do what you really want to do, if you really say what you really want to say, you're going to vibrate differently. There's power in like being authentic. Especially if other people don't seem to like really agree with you, especially if other people don't seem to really understand what you're really saying, especially if other people don't really seem to understand you. There's power in authenticity. So don't be afraid to be authentic. Let people judge you, man. Let people judge you. What you must also realize is that people will judge you even if you're not, even if you're not authentic. It's not like people are not going to judge you if you're fake. I guess you're just afraid of being judged for who you are. So you put on a mask. So when they judge you, you're like, hey, at least they're not really judging me because I'm wearing a mask. So they don't really see my face. But they're still judging you. And you know that you're not being real, so you'll also be judging yourself. You see, when you're not really real, it's easy for you to judge yourself. When you're really real, when you're really honest, when you're really authentic, it's easy for you to stop judging yourself. Because you know that people will judge you no matter what, but at least you're being yourself. At least you're not being a coward. At least you're not doing what other people are doing because you are afraid that if you don't do what other people are doing, they're going to judge you. You've got to take your power back. You've got to take your opinions seriously. Always remember that you are in a world that you don't really understand, and anything is possible. So if you betray yourself, you might actually end up putting yourself in a situation that's worse than the situation that you are in. But if you stay true to yourself, you might actually figure out how to free yourself. Don't be a people pleaser, trying to make other people feel happy, trying to make other people feel validated, trying to make other people feel like they're right. No. If you are right, you're right. Don't betray yourself. You see, one of the biggest mistakes that people who are conscious have made is that they allowed ignorant people to take over because they're afraid to be themselves. If people are saying shit that doesn't make sense, stand up and say, hey man, what you're saying really doesn't make sense. I don't care what anyone else is saying. If what other people are saying doesn't make sense, don't be afraid to stand up, especially if what they're saying is going to affect you in a negative way. Like, we allow ignorant people to take over, bruh. And ignorant people are not shy. Ignorant people are not afraid to stand up for themselves. That's why, people are not afraid, Christians are not afraid to speak in tongues. You wouldn't speak in tongues. You wouldn't speak in tongues to save your life. Like, nah, that's ridiculous. But Christians ain't afraid to speak in tongues. They know deep down that they are just making shit up. But you shy. You have a big ego. Nah, don't be afraid, man. If you feel like other people are wrong, they're wrong. We are outnumbered because the people like us who came before us weren't really standing up. They were afraid. So now we are outnumbered. And the world is full of ignorant people who don't know what the heck they're doing. You see, everything is upside down because we gave ignorant people power. This is what happens when you don't stand up for yourself. This is what happens when you don't stand up for your truth. You just allow ignorant people to take over. If ignorant people are not making sense, they're not making sense. Don't be afraid to say, hey, you're not making sense. Even if everyone else is going to boo you, it's fine. Don't be afraid. You don't really have much to lose. Take it from me. You don't really have much to lose. I'm the type of person who's not afraid to, speak the truth. Five months back, I was debating with a very popular celebrity where I live, and everyone was watching me debate with that guy about Christianity. I wasn't afraid. I knew that a lot of people who know me will be watching, but I wasn't afraid. We're going to debate again on Tuesday. And this time around, I ain't holding back. Because sometimes I do hold back. I'm like, hey, man, I just want to listen. Because sometimes to make other people understand you, you have to listen to them so that you see what they don't understand. So you have to listen to them. So sometimes I do that when I'm debating with people. I'm like, okay, I have to listen to what you're saying so that I'll see why you don't understand what I'm saying. Sometimes when I'm debating with people, I'm like, hey, I just gotta tell this person the truth. This time around, I'm gonna be speaking the truth. I'm going to be explaining to people that, hey man, y'all are wrong, straight up. Here's why I say you're wrong. And if you're going to continue to believe the shit that you believe, things are going to become worse for your children. Not just for you, you're all going to be affected. You're going to be affected. Your children are going to be affected. Your children's children are going to be affected. So we need to be honest with ourselves. Like, I'm going to go in, man. Like, I'm going to go in. I'm not even going to hold back this time around. Why? Because I'm here. I'm alive. And I think the way that I think. Why should I be afraid to speak my mind? Why should I betray myself? Why should you betray yourself? You think what you think for a reason. You feel the way that you feel for a reason. So why should you betray yourself and pretend as if everything is okay if you feel like nothing is okay? You pretend as if the people who are making you believe things that don't make sense should be taken seriously. Like, nah, man. Take yourself seriously. Take your opinion seriously. People are full of shit. That's another thing that you must realize, all right? We are full of shit. Human beings are full of shit. That's how we are. So if you're going to betray yourself and give other people power, you might end up suffering a lot. So be real, Let other people judge you if they want to judge you, man. Let other people judge you if they want to judge you. But never betray yourself. A lot of people have betrayed themselves, bro. A lot of people are afraid to be themselves. What are other people going to say if I say this? You betrayed yourself. And you know what's crazy? You've betrayed yourself even though you're right. This reminds me of this other video that I've watched. They were doing a social experiment. They put a group of people in a room. There was only one person who didn't know. Like they were doing an experiment, but then there was only one person who didn't know what was going on. They told everyone what they needed to do, but there was only one person who didn't know what was going on. So what will happen when they were sitting in that room, there will be a bell. There will be a bell that will ring, and then they will stand up and then sit down. Whenever the bell rang, they'll stand up and sit down. And that person, looked at everyone confused, like, what the fuck is going on here? The bell will ring, they'll stand up and sit down. You know what that person ended up doing? They ended up standing up and sitting down whenever the bell rang, not even knowing what they were doing. You see, that's what most of y'all are doing. You know that most of the things that you are being forced to do don't make any sense, but you're doing these things. You're doing things that don't make sense because you're trying to fit in, because you're afraid of being judged, because you've given your power away to other people as if they know what the heck they're doing. Maybe they do. But that doesn't mean that you must try to be like them. One of the biggest mistakes that you've made is that you have given your power away. Thank you all, guys.